There's a massive underwater investigation taking place off the coast of Newfoundland. Divers and researchers are working with the Coast Guard to determine the state of a cargo ship that sank 3 decades ago. It was carrying 500 tons of fuel, and the push is on to remove it all safely before it contaminates the surrounding waters. Julie Skinner reports.
When the Manolis L first ran aground on Blowhard Rock in 1985, it took 2 days for the Liberian vessel to sink. Back then, pollution wasn't a concern, so Coast Guard stood down. But it's been 30 years. Sporadic leaks, storm surges, and a deteriorating hull mean something has to be done about the estimated 500 tons of fuel on board. And that's where Coast Guard comes in. Those on board this pollution response vessel say it's better to be prepared. Earlier this summer, they assessed the hull. Now, it's time to send the divers down. Their job is to drill along the hull, take samples, and assess just how much fuel is on board and where.
But in the event that oil does come to the surface, we're ready. We have the Sir Wilfrid Grenfell's here with a lot of our pollution response equipment on board.
Coast Guard continues to monitor the Manolis on the sea and in the sky, searching for any sign of oil seeping from the ship. Back on land at the Incident Command Post in Twillingate, workers follow along in real time. About 20 people commute daily from Gander to go over the divers' findings, including Ray Fortin, who's made the trip from Florida. Crews of 2 make 5 dives per day to drill, collect oil samples, and plug the hull. But they can only stay down for 30 minutes at a time. And if you think the trip down is difficult, divers have to spend over an hour in a decompression chamber once they make it back to the surface. But it's not all bad.
That's one of the actual helping factors for us right now, which we don't get a lot of the times. The water is very crystal clear. We have good footage from ROVs that assist the divers, helmet cams from both of the divers, and great communications throughout.
Fortin is confident the assessment will be completed around Labor Day. And until then, the fate of the Manolis L remains uncertain. Julie Skinner, CBC News, near Change Islands.